Some reason I always have the most hardest things to talk about. And I don't shy away from the hard things. I always run straight towards them, especially for parents and for families. Let's talk about the harsh reality of kids, trauma in school, and let this be a wake-up call to you parents. As parents, we want nothing more than for our children to thrive in school, to grow, learn, make friends, and develop their potential. But there is a harsh reality that too many families face today. School can be a battleground for trauma. What happens within those walls for many children isn't just about books and assignments, it's about emotional and psychological wounds that can have long-lasting effects on their lives. The school environment, meant to be a place of growth and development, is often a source of fear, anxiety, and pain for far too many children. As parents, it's crucial to face this truth head on. The trauma many kids face in schools can look like many forms. Sometimes it's over physical bullying, verbal abuse, or even violent acts that can lead to deeper scars. Other times it's more subtle, emotional neglect, isolation, or constant pressure to meet unrealistic academic standards. Whether it's a result of bullying, academic pressure, social inclusion, or even systematic failures, the effects of trauma can be devastating. Here are just a few examples of how trauma can manifest in schools. Bullying and harassment. Physical, emotional, and cyberbullying are rampant in schools today. Children are bullied often experience feelings of isolation, anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. They might become withdrawn, struggle academically, or even develop physical symptoms like stomach aches or headaches. In extreme cases, bullying can push a child to contemplate self-harm or suicide. And in some cases, bullying can push a child to commit a heinous act of a school shooting. Academic pressures and failures. Many children face immense pressure to perform academically, often to the point of feeling inadequate. The pressure can come from parents, teachers, and even themselves. When kids feel like they are not measuring up, it can lead to a feeling of failure, hopelessness, and stress, creating a cycle that affects their mental and emotional well-being. Self-inclusion and isolation. Social dynamics in schools can create trauma through exclusion, shaming, and bullying. Children who do not fit in with the popular group or who have trouble making friends can experience loneliness and the feeling of worthlessness. This experience often follows kids into adulthood, affecting their self-image and their ability to form healthy relationships. Trauma from authority figures. Not all traumas come from the students. Some children experience emotional and physical trauma at the hands of the teacher or other school staff. Harsh discipline, unfair treatment, or neglect can cause children to feel unsafe and unsupported in school. This can erode their sense of trust in authority figures and make it difficult for them to feel safe in learning environments. Home life and trauma impacting school performances. For many children, trauma extends beyond school. If they are experiencing difficulties at home, whether it's domestic violence, financial instability, parental substance abuse, or neglect, the issue can often follow them into the classroom. Their behavior, academic performance, and overall well-being may suffer as a result. Now, why do parents need this wake-up call to this reality? Far too often, parents are unaware of the trauma their children are experiencing in school. They assume that school is just a part of growing up, something that every child goes through. But the truth is that trauma can have a long-lasting consequence on a child's mental, emotional, and even physical health. It can lead to struggles with self-worth, relationships, difficulties, and mental health disorders like anxiety or depression. Understanding the traumas your child may be facing in school is crucial to their well-being. Parents must be proactive in recognizing the signs of trauma, creating open lines of communication, and advocating for their child when necessary. Questions to ask yourself and your child. As the baby whisperer, you know I'm going to give you the tools you need to fix it. As parents, you might ask tough questions, not just of the school, but of yourself, your child, and your family dynamic. Are you fully aware of what's happening in your child's life outside of your home? Do you know what's going on in their school? These are questions are uncomfortable, but they are essential to understanding how trauma impacts your child's life. Now, here's a question you should ask yourself as a parent. Am I fully aware of what my child is experiencing in school, socially and academically? Are you checking on and checking in with your child regularly? Do you know if your child are struggling with bullying, anxiety, or academic pressure? How do I respond to my child's emotional needs? Are you listening when they express frustration or sadness? Are you offering the emotional support they need to cope with school challenges? Have I noticed any behavioral or physical changes in my child? Look for the signs such as withdrawing, sudden drop in the grades, physical complaints like stomach aches and headaches, or change in mood. These could be a sign of emotional and physical trauma. Am I aware of my own role in supporting my child's mental health? Are you creating a safe and supporting environment at home where your child feels heard and understood? How are you helping them be resilient? Questions to ask your child. How do I feel when you are at school? How do I feel? I know we think about that first. How do you feel when you are at school? Do you feel safe? Are they happy? Or do they feel anxiety, sad, or scared? Encouraging an honest conversation can help uncover hidden issues. Have you had any problems with other students or teachers? Are they being bullied or picked on? Are they feeling neglected or unsupported by their teachers? Is there anything at school that makes you nervous or upset? Are they experiencing stress from schoolwork, friends, and other social issues? Ask open-ended questions and listen to their responses without judgment. Ask open-ended questions and listen to their response without judgment. Do you feel like you can talk to me about school? Make sure your child feels comfortable opening up about what's going on. Let them know it's okay to share their feelings without fear of punishment. How do you feel about your relationship with your peers? Do they have friends they trust? Are they being included in group activities? Are they experiencing social isolation or rejection? How parents can help. Take a listen. Create a safe space for communication. The most important thing you can do is create an environment where your child feels safe expressing themselves. Show them that you are there to listen and support them without judgment. This will make it easier for them to open up about their experience and struggles. Advocate for your child. If your child is being bullied, struggling academically, or facing emotional issues in school, it is your job to advocate for them. Talk to the teachers, school counselors, administrators to ensure they are getting support they're needed. If the school isn't addressing the issue, be persistent in pushing for change. Monitor and address mental health check. If you notice signs of trauma such as withdrawal, anxiety, depression, and academic failure, consider seeking professional help. A therapist or a counselor can work with your child to help them process their emotional and cope with the trauma in healthy ways. Teach resilience. Help your child develop coping skills they need to face challenges. Encourage positive self-talk, self-management, stress management techniques, and healthy ways to deal with adversity. Teach your child how to navigate difficult situations will make them stronger in the long run. Parents, the trauma your child faces at school is real. It can be a life-altering, life-threatening experience. The signs might not always be obvious, but the effects can be long-lasting. And with your awareness, attention, and love, you can help them heal and thrive. Ask the tough questions, listen deeply, and advocate fiercely for your child. It's time we face reality of the trauma in schools and give our children the support they deserve and the future they depend on. Shh.